Hey guys, it's Lori with a voice in the dark, and it starts with us. I was just thinking, call me ultimate positive or whatever, but when I look out in the world, for the most part, what I see is good. I see people helping each other and being kind, and you know, just unique kindnesses too. And when I think of our country and the condition it's been in lately, I think about how beautiful this country really is without the dog and pony show, the circus, three-ring circus that they're throwing right now to take over our country. And I think of the people, and I think of the ultimate dream of being an American. What is that ultimate dream? The ultimate dream to work and to buy their own land, their own home, their own food, grow their food if they like. Some of it, we never grow enough to feed us all year round. But we like to grow some of our own stuff because we like to work with the earth. And we like dogs and cats and like watching videos of, National Geographic and other animals. And we love great open spaces and mighty forests and rocks and things like that. So what I guess I'm trying to understand more than anything is how the powers that be and the advertisers and all that can have it so wrong. Just so wrong. They show us these clips of these high-rolling, movie stars and stuff like that, and none of us could care. Not really. You're trying to grab our children now, but we 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 aren't like that, and we are satisfied being here. You could say we like what we do. We like being able to raise our children in good neighborhoods, in good school systems. We like to be able to afford to have friends over on the weekends or, on our days off or in the evening for a special occasion. And our families. We like to see them more often than not. And we just like the American dream. And we want to keep it. So here's to what I'm thinking is what all of us should say at some point if you all have to make one video. Make one that counts. Make one and send it to your senators and your congressmen to Washington, D.C. Let them know that these are the things we take as important. The natural wonders of our country, the making enough money to be able to house our families, and to encourage our children to grow up and move out of the house. And now they're all scared to because they don't think they can afford it. There's something wrong. And it just doesn't sit well with most of us. And since it doesn't sit well with most of us, we need to make a difference, and our voice counts. And that's what I want to see happen. I sent emails to as many senators and congressmen as I could about why haven't they enacted our antitrust laws, to keep conglomerates from doing what they're doing and ruining little people. We like our little people restaurants. We like our little people stores. We like our people, period. We don't want to not have choices in what we do and what we buy. We want quality. So we want to be able to pick and choose what we want. We like that. We like being able to afford to do that. So what I'm saying to everyone in the United States of America and the world as well, tell your countries, tell your governments what you really want, what's really important to you, and then make them stick to it, come hell or high water. Is it easy? No. Is it worth fighting for? Every damn day. We have sent our men to war, and now our women too. And there were men and women when they, in the medical areas, all the wars. Let us not forget what they died for. And the big thing is, let us not keep letting them go to war over stuff that just isn't real. But when you're going to talk about revolution and no guns and blah, 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 don't point at our servicemen and women. Point at who is to blame for the war. And it wasn't them. They stood up and did what they thought was right to protect us. They're honorable men and women. I think we forget that. Because I was listening to the 60s songs, and one of the key things I pin in is, Vietnam War. That was some of the best music ever created. However, there were some songs that I get mad about where they're yelling at the men and women coming back from war. And my dad had started a program called the, I'm not going to think of it right now. It'll come to me in a little bit. Americanism program to welcome back Vietnam vets. And it was a big deal to him because he had a brother that was coming back. And he didn't want him spit on and all that shit. It wasn't the men's fault or the women. It wasn't the everyday people's fault. So don't pick on them. Don't get this wrong. From now on, don't get it wrong. It's the powers that be. And they use the United States of America as their pit bull around the world. This skirmish here, this skirmish there, blah, blah, blah. And then we got used to using the military as a big business here in this country. And did you know that with the Constitution that if we are not in war for 2 years, that the Navy, everything's supposed to be brought down because we don't want to furnish it. That's why we pay taxes now. Everybody's upset about, well, we didn't start paying taxes until such and such. Well, that's because by that time we had started becoming an industrial country and there was going to be war. And to pay for that, there had to be taxes. That's why 56% of our tax money goes to the war machine. I'm not saying we shouldn't have a military and ready at all times, but hell, we got all kinds of crap ready all times. And if you take a look at World War II, when we finally got back into the war, when we finally got into the war, the women stood up and did what they were supposed to do. The country redid its manufacturing, and the women stepped up and did the manufacturing. They did the work. We can do this within a 24-hour period almost, anytime. So it's not like we can't get into the war and stop it. But we do need to look at everything, not just little pieces here and there and the little snippets of the propaganda and the war, not the war machine, the bullshit propaganda crap. They are trying really hard to keep your attention on just stupid shit over and over and over. Did you know that abortion, the numbers didn't go down until the government provided a extra office next to every abortion clinic or within the abortion clinic that was for birth control, STDs testing and treatment, and all that. Until we provided that, birth abortions were still high. They came down when we started providing that. We don't provide for the abortions. That's always had to be paid for itself. Now, I saw somebody wanting to get that as a health thing, but it's not. That is a responsibility of the individuals that got pregnant and their partner. Now, but the healthcare should be providing healthcare for birth control and other things for young people, because young people are going to have sex whether you like it or not, because it's normal. We're mechanically inclined. That's how we're made, to procreate. It's just going to be a natural instinct. And it's real hard to say no to that instinct if you really like somebody and they're a little pushy. It happens. So don't make this so complicated for young people and for yourselves. Be a little more honest and realistic. And I guess I just want people to know that we are not what that circus show is. None of us are. And I know we're all tired of it, and we're all stressed out, and we've had enough. But we have to make a difference, and we have to stand up. So everybody, get your noses into the computer on the other end, where the web is. Find out what your senator and congressman, their emails are, and send them a letter, a real one. And don't mention the propaganda crap that they always throw out. Tell them, I'd like to know about this, 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 and this. And whatever your specialty is that you really love the most about this country and its freedoms, let them know. Let them know that we, the people, do not agree with any of them anymore, and that we want some real, true governing to start taking place. Or we'll replace all of them. The Supreme Court, all of it, even the cabinet. So make your voices heard is what I'm trying to say, because you're good people. We're all good people. Don't be mean about it. Just say, hey, this is what I find and what I'm passionate about. This is what I want to see happening. Inundate these son of a bitches with everything you got. And, you know, if you have to hard mail it, hard mail it. It's hard to find a decent. I only found like maybe 5 or 6 emails that actually went through. So it is difficult. I won't lie. But it's worth the work. It takes a couple hours of your time in a day or in a weekend or whatever. Do it. Make a difference. And men need to stand up for women and women's rights to have an abortion and make that choice themselves. 90% of the time, the man, that's what he wants to. And usually he has said something to that effect. And that's what she does. Now, does he pay for it? Sometimes he doesn't. But the women that are making that choice are making it for a good reason. And we don't have a right to judge them either way. But we do have a right to make sure that they get an abortion that is safe. That's why we put family planning with the abortion clinics, so we could also keep an eye on them for safety for their patients. So remember your compassion. That comes with a little bit of common sense. And if you have to take a break from the news, and you have to take a break from the YouTubes and the Facebook and all the other social media that has all this stuff blaring on it all the time, take a break. Take a breather. Even if it's just for 24 hours. Deep breathe a lot and walk in nature. That's what's been helping me. And then write an email or a letter, to your senators, your congressmen, your own local communities too. They need to know. And because most of our government people are completely out of touch with what the American people really are like. And I'm at this point, I don't believe they really care. So let's let them know that we do, and we have the power, and we have the voices, and we have computers, we have email, and we have local post office. Get busy, because when you get done with writing it and sending it, you will feel like you've done something, and it won't bother you as much. At least we can say we did something. So believe in a beautiful country with beautiful people, happy people, people who don't mind working, making a living. But it has to be enough, and the economy can be brought back down. I'm waiting for charges to go up against the landlords, companies that have been taking over and jacking the rent up. I'm waiting for them to go to jail next. And but until then, use your voices, because they count. They really do. So use them. Use them nicely, but use them. It'll make you feel better that you did say something. That's all I got tonight. But keep on helping each other. Keep on being the beautiful beings that we really are. And don't listen to the bullshit. And I know that a lot of us have been done wrong. But learn to forgive and forget. Be the bigger person. It takes broad shoulders, that most of us have it. And you don't have to forgive them to their face. You forgive them in your heart. Give them to God. That's what I do. And but I don't ever want anyone to feel the way I have felt over the last few years, and about from other people. And it was all started on a lie. All of it. So lies, think about it. Lies can start mob mentalities. Truth cannot. Lies stir people up and get them really indignant. Truth does not. So pay attention to how something makes you feel, and then you know pretty close that it's a lie, bold-faced lie. And then if you're told something and you hear it, look into it yourself before you dive into the bullshit and the emotional tailspin that a mob mentality puts you through. That's all I got tonight. Lori out. See you on Sunday.